Good afternoon. I am going to be enjoying a nice yellow tea session after a wonderful lunch meal that we had at Olive Garden. Hubby got the shrimp scampi. I got the eggplant parm. I've been craving a good pasta, especially with my summer training that I'm doing with my cross-country kids over the summer. So I'm drinking a TEALYRA tea. This is known as cloud silk. It is very fluffy when you hold just the dry leaf. It's so smooth. It is so light. You get a lot of fruit with this. Even right now, the aroma is just hitting me. You get papaya, you get mango, a little bit of pineapple. But this is such a light tea. It lasts forever too. I can get maybe 8 infusions or so out of this. It's very, very aromatic. Yeah, you get the green tea sensation. You get that creaminess like an oolong, right? Like a Te Guanyin, creamy, milky oolong. But then you get at the end those papaya sweet notes and mango. Really nice and light yellow tea. My dad loved this. I had this with him a few weeks ago. He really, really loved it. So I told him I ordered a more bigger batch of it. I think I only got a 50-gram bag, and then I ordered another 100 grams. So I'm well stocked for the rest of the summer to enjoy this tea. And I also got this new, I forget the name for it, cha something. It's an easier way for me to measure out the tea leaves if I wanted to use my scale. And just look at that walnut. I believe it's walnut. But it was on sale, so I got 2 of them, one for here, one for my office. It comes with this little scoop, which doubles as my honey stir if I wanted to add honey into this. So yeah, you can find gems like this. Typically, you're going to pay anywhere from $50 to $80 for a really good wood piece like this. But this I got for under $10. So that's why I got 2 of them. I don't know if they're just overstocked. But here's that tea. It's still light yet. So a lot of people are probably wondering, oh, like hot tea only for winter. No, I drink boiling water hot tea all year round. This isn't necessarily boiled, but it's still a warm enough temperature where most people would probably be like, oh, why are you drinking that? It's like over 80 degrees outside. So my tea consumption very much is, no matter if it's summer or winter or fall or spring, I will always have boiled tea sessions. This one's going to be a little bit darker. Show you that leaf one more time. Now you can see they're starting to open up. Yes. You get more of like a melon rind sensation now. It's getting stronger, kind of like cucumber. Oh, let me go ahead and... That was a really weak cup. So sometimes what I do in my videos, which is kind of unorthodox, it's not really typical of your Kung Fu sessions. What I'll do after the first infusion, I'll pour that out, and then I'll take that same liquor and then I'll pour it back in over the tea leaves just to kind of like double infuse it. It makes it much stronger, because a lot of people will often complain about how we waste that first rinse of the tea. And being a desert rat, I explained to some people too on how I'll mostly do dry brewing. You'll notice there's no, other than the containers for the pitcher and for the gaiwan, there's no big tray to collect all that excess water, because typically a lot of people would, pour over everything. As someone who grew up in the desert, born and raised in the desert, I cannot waste water. Oh yes, this is so... honeydew. Sorry, no, not honeydew. What's the orange one? Cantaloupe. You get cantaloupe with this. Cantaloupe and papaya. In this third infusion, it's going to be brighter with the mangoes and the pineapples. So let me go ahead and drink this down, and let me do the third infusion. So a lot of people, when they're getting into Gong Fu Cha, will often ask, do I need a filter? Do I not need a filter? You see people use a filter. You see people not use a filter. It's going to depend heavily on the quality of your tea leaves. The strainer helps get with removing a lot of the the little bits and pieces of tea leaf. You're not gonna fully extract every single thing though, unless you have a fine mesh filter, which I do have. But all those little floaties, all that tea dust at the bottom, some people are really picky. I can be sometimes, but in this instance, because it's such a good tea, I'm gonna go ahead and drink that. So it's entirely up to you if you wish to use a filter or not. Like these bigger pieces, yes, that would kind of bother me a little bit. But traditionally, a lot of people would not use a filter. So it is heavily dependent on the size of your tea leaves. There's a lot of white teas that are larger leaf sizes. Black teas are larger leaf sizes. So you typically would not necessarily need a filter, but you're never going to come across a perfect batch that doesn't have any tea dust in it or smaller particles. Now it's even more sweeter. And my dad really did enjoy this. I told him to get a good whiff of the leaves, and he said, "Oh, you smell fruit." And I said, "Yeah, it's like papaya or it's like mango." And I personally prefer yellow tea over green tea. Green tea is really strong and powerful on your stomach, and it has a higher caffeine intensity to it. So if you can get your hands on a batch of yellow tea, I highly recommend that you try that as well and see if you can notice the difference. This one is like, it's a more cooked feeling. Sweet spot. Third infusion is always going to be the best infusion at the peak level. It's nice and juicy. Mango and papaya. It's much more sweet. Less of that rind sensation, that melon rind I was talking about earlier. Less of the cucumber. So yeah, Cloud Silk Yellow Tea from TEALYRA. Go ahead and check it out. And the yellow tea is semi-fermented. It's steamed after it is cooked in the wok. So that's why you see some of the browns and darker colors in this tea leaf. All of that is due to the encouraged oxidation of the steaming of these leaves after they are dried. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Friday.